All right, we'll call the October 21st meeting of the Planning Commission to order. The first order of business, the approval of minutes from our meeting on September 16th. Do I hear any additions, corrections?
Move to approve.
I had a motion to approve and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. Public hearings, we have a request to rezone TMS numbers 13014130001 and 002 located at 112 and 110 Wiley Street, totaling approximately 1 acre, owned by Wendy G. Taylor from GR5 General Residential, 5 units per acre, to NR Neighborhood Residential in Council District 1. Is the petitioner present? Would you want to tell us about what you're doing?
Good afternoon, Davis McNair. So for the property 110, 112 Wiley Street, approximately an acre. GR5 to NR. Previously came. The hurdle was the ability for commercial zone. By going to NR, commercial is not allowed on this property. What we're looking to do is front 7 townhouses onto Iris Street, which we believe will engage Iris Street with a sidewalk and create a bigger buffer to the residents on the east side of Wiley Street. We believe that NR is in line with the future comprehensive plan. It will help kind of promote growth in this area. We have support letters from adjacent properties, 100 Iris Street and the corner property at West 5th North Street and Iris Street. If y'all have any more questions, please let me know.
What's your plans for egress for vehicle traffic?
So currently by right zoning would allow 5 residential properties, which would all front Wiley Street. So potentially 5 driveways. The townhouse version that we're proposing would have 1 individual driveway off Wiley Street, and all the townhouses would be rear loaded. So the townhouses would be pushed to Iris Street, 1 access point off of Wiley.
Okay, thank you.
Just one other thing to add, under the by right zoning, if we were to do the 5 residential lots, the side setback is 10 feet. So 108 Wiley Street would potentially have a structure 10 feet from the property line. By doing this townhouse running Iris, you're looking at closer to a probably 50-foot buffer from the rear of the townhouses to 108 Wiley Street.
Okay.
Anything else?
Parking slots per unit.
Well, how we have it in the rear loading garage, additional space, for the concrete driveway behind the building, and then additional parking space per unit. We're targeting 6 units right now, so when you look at by right zoning to what we're proposing, you're looking at a 2 units. It would be roughly three spaces per.
These can be marketed to owners, or y'all holding on to these and running them?
They would be subdivided properties, likely for sale, but I would have to defer to my client on if he plans to rent them or sell them.
Okay, thank you.
Let me know if you need it.
All right. We have anyone else?
Yes, sir. Wendy Taylor at 717 West 5th North Street. Did you want to speak?
What?
That's up to,
How many?
I mean, this is the public hearing time, so this is the time to speak.
I'm sorry, 112 and 110 Wiley Street. We have walked the streets, we've spoken to some of the neighbors and asked them about property being rezoned. We spoke with the pastor that is on Wiley Street, his name is Pastor Graham. His church was very excited about the new growth, looking for younger families with children in the area. We're looking to help grow that area, that we've been there 40 years on that corner. The land behind it, 717 West Fifth Street, we've been there for 40 years. And for this property here, we obtained it 40 years ago. As a homeowner myself, as a landowner, I would prefer one driveway coming out as opposed to 5 driveways. I would prefer 6 townhomes that are smaller than 4 or 5 larger homes. I don't live in the area, but we are at the property 717. I never wanted to look into.
Thank you.
Next, we have Daryl Taylor. Okay. Troy Long. 113 Wiley Street.
Just in here a few months ago, doing the same thing. My name is Troy Long, who live across from the parcel. This is my mom, Sandra Long. We live on a residential street, single family residential. We would like for it to stay that way. We have no problem with them building houses there that are facing our street. We just don't want large townhomes straight across from us. And I don't know which residents they've spoken to, but over there's residents that live right next to it. None of us are for. If we need to petition again to get people to sign and be against it again, we can do that as well. I'll let some other people speak, but as far as them being part of the neighborhood, they own a shop up front, commercial space. They're not part of the neighborhood.
And if they want to build houses, we don't care, go ahead and do it, but if you want to build houses, they don't have to change them.
So
to
we do that.
So why change it?
That- okay.
We don't understand that.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Next, I have, I apologize if I mispronounced your name, Jabria and David Bocabella of 108 Wiley Street.
Good.
One of our biggest worries when we saw townhouses, big set of right next to my driveway. See, I got a so nice. We live right next to the property we're 108. Like you said, it is a single family. Actually, we're the babies of that neighborhood. I'm pretty sure everybody in the neighborhood has been there over 20. Just moving like that. We were mainly worried about the traffic in the park with the little kids in the yard, the kids.
Currently, all single family homes, and it's really nice. It's a really quiet street. If you ever get a chance to drive down it, compared to everything else that's kind of going on around there with everything being built up in Somerville. And like you said, we do have the little kids. So adding townhomes and a lot of extra traffic definitely scares me a little bit. And like they said, we're not opposed to houses being built across right next to us. We don't care about that. We definitely don't want it to be townhomes. And I also am having a hard time understanding the need to rezone it, because like you said, they could easily just build houses there. So I don't understand the need to rezone it for the townhouses. And I'm also opposed to having the townhouses in general right there. It just doesn't really make sense with the neighborhood. And if you also get a chance to look right down that street, what's the consequence? straight down, that was Samasaw. If you've been down Samasaw lately, you see they put those little 4 townhouses right there on that street on probably less than a half acre, and that is going to be a problem with those people trying to get in and out there. It just really adds extra crowding to the situation. It's already crowded. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is all I have for those who signed up for the public hearing.
Okay,
Anybody else be able to speak? I didn't sign it.
Make
I'll
sure-
leave that up to the chairman. We did have the sign up that he needed to sign up in order to speak during the public hearing.
Make sure when you finish that you sign it.
Yeah. I'm the person purchasing the property from Mrs. Taylor. And I've heard some of the concerns. It sounds like the concerns from 108 Wiley was having a property like smack dab next to them. I don't know if you guys have seen the layout, but the actual townhomes are on Iris Street. And if a concern was having a driveway or a structure smack dab on top of them, the actual zoning, how it is now, would have a property right on top of it. And I'm hearing the concerns about traffic and off of Wiley Street. And, you know, access and all that. The way that I'm looking at it is you could have 4 to 5 driveways as the zoning is now, with multiple access points. Or you can have one central access point in the middle. And having the units on Irish Street. Where it'd be really easy to just access and not have cars flowing out of 5 different areas. I heard something about, you know, children in the area. I believe that having townhomes bringing a more affordable product to the area would actually bring in more families with more kids. And the church next door, which I understand is not a resident, believes the same thing, that this would actually be a good thing for the community. And I understand their concerns of why rezone it to townhomes if you can already build houses. It comes down to an affordability. If we want to be able to offer an affordable product that many families can afford, townhomes are more cost efficient. Also, hearing some of the concerns from the neighbors, I feel like a lot of people feel, and some that, you know, if it doesn't get rezoned, that nothing will be built. That truly isn't the case, that we would build houses right there if it didn't get rezoned. I do think townhomes are the better option, although it may be hard to see. You know, there are a bunch of other use cases of townhomes if you go staring at the map you guys are looking at now. If you go backwards, there's several other residential areas where the same thing, townhomes have popped up. We're not talking about big box development. I'm born and raised here. You're not talking about a massive apartment complex. You're talking about 6 townhomes in that 1,300 square foot range. You have 3 bedrooms where each person that we're proposing would have their own individual apartment. Versus say what could be built there, you know, technically with the footprint, it could be 3 stories of 2,000 square foot per story with a required, I believe, only 2 parking spaces. So that's my take on it. I really do think that this is the better option, although it may be hard to see. I know change is hard, change is different. But, you know, this way there won't be 5 driveways with house lights smack dab staring at the other property owners, lights literally from the houses staring into the other houses at 115, 113, 111 Wiley. There won't be a house smack dab on top of 108 Wiley. There would be a privacy fence lining that 108 Wiley, so that gentleman would not have to stare at really much of anything from the properties. Again, be on the fronting Irish Street, which the main person staring at that would be the church, which is in favor of it. That's all. I just wanted to throw my piece in there. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Make sure that you get. All right, and that will close the public hearing and we'll move on. No old business, under new business. We have any street names today, Jessica?
No, no street names today.
Shucks. Okay. New business is to request the rezone TMS numbers 13014, 13001, and 002. Located at 112 and 110 Wiley Street. Totaling approximately 1 acre, owned by Wendy G. Taylor from GR5 General Residential to NR Neighborhood Residential in Council District 1. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Discussion. Have a motion and a second. All right, discussion.
My main concern is the neighborhood. I mean, it being GR5 and single family residential. I'm concerned it'll change their whole, livelihood, the landscape. You've got neighborhood mixed use and UCMX as your entry points to the neighborhood. And so what could be built on those corners make a huge difference in the ingress and egress of that area. That's my concerns.
Anyone else? All right, I have a motion to approve. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. All right. Then we'll forward this to council with our recommendation that it be not approved. That's, they're good. All right. Any miscellaneous? No miscellaneous? In that case, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Stand adjourned.